history class, they were started talking about the early days from the Pilgrims came aboard and so on and so on. But when they got to chapter 7, that was Civil War and slavery, they skipped that chapter and started at the next chapter. And, it baffled me because I was the only black in the history class. So I guess that was out of respect, not to alienate me or upset me on that particular curriculum. They skipped that the Civil War between the states, and went on to another section.
So basically, they disenfranchised you and others of a lot of important history that we hadn't learned.
Well,
that's what I'm getting.
Sure.
Yeah.
When I was in college, yeah.
And that's what they did. They told a different narrative about slavery and the Civil War that really doesn't match up to the real picture today.
They did not want to talk about the war between the states. Where you
Nope.
got black kids in a white class.
I'm gonna come around on this side of you, Mr. Caldwell.
They knew, and I think when Roots came out, that was an eye opener. When Roots came out, Alex Haley brought that out. That was an eye opener.
That changed everything.
Oh, white people did not realize what had been transpiring all through the years.
So I almost, based on what you just said, it almost sounds like the same excuse that white people use when they said, "Oh, we didn't know Hitler was killing all the Jews in the concentration camp."
Possibly true.
So you saying to me, there's a lot of white folks out there that didn't know what was going on these plantations?
No. They didn't know how the white man was taking advantage of the black man and his wife, his children, and paying them we weren't paying them. They were doing all the labor, cooking and taking care of their kids and all that. They had no earthly idea. But since we had this racist president, he just brought back and opened up old wounds on how things went by.
Well, that's a great segue to the question I want to ask you, because one of the things you just said that I asked Mr. Caldwell just a minute ago, you talked about the labor. We didn't get paid for that. How you feel about reparations today? Do you think black folks should get reparations for?
We should get something, but I know it'd be a hard item to do because, oh God, look at the many generations that have, I guess what the best way to put that, like on our family, we got, God, they know.
And you Caldwell, right?
I'm a Caldwell, but ain't no telling how many different spin-offs, branches on the Caldwell family from back then. And how would you compensate everybody? And then too, just like he's the last of his family. So how would you pay us or compensate us? Because back then they said they gave us 40
acres in a mule.
40 acres in a mule.
And didn't get that.
I don't think that. I think that was a lie too. But that's all hearsay.
Well, let me challenge you on what you just said, Mr. Caldwell. Now, after World War II,
we were still getting mistreated.
Yeah, still getting mistreated. But guess what?
Korean War, we still getting
mistreated. But the United States government bailed out Europe. They paid reparations to the Jews. They paid reparations to the Japanese for the internment camps. They've even paid reparations to the Iraqis most recently.
Yeah.
And then we're going to take it back even further. The white people themselves even got paid reparations, the slave owners. So when slavery ended, the slave owners got money. The U.S. Congress passed a reparations law that I found out about in doing this research, that I didn't even know white people got paid for having to release their slaves to freedom. So they can figure it out, is what I'm saying, Mr. Caldwell.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure there's a system. But I'm sure like some of them would say, well, we got a deficit now, how can we do that, But I'm just saying, yeah, I'm sure there's a way, a will, a way.
So if there's a will and a way, you agree that black folks should be compensated and find a way.
Some way.
Now that's what Camilla and President Joe Biden said that they're going to do. That's one of the things that they said that they were going to do.
I hope I'm around still to be able to see some of that in the next 4 years.
What's that?
What you just said.
It would take they'd have to have 2 terms to even get something like that started, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
It'll take some
4
time.
years, I don't think they'll be.
Let me come over there. Let me come over there. What'd you say now?
I'm just saying, in 4 years, I can't see them being able to do that.
What's that?
Getting reparations, pay off to blacks for the slavery. It's just not enough time. It seems like to me.
Do you think it should happen?
Oh yeah.
And why do you think
definitely
it should happen?
It should happen because it's been done everywhere else. Everywhere else the people were enslaved. They, like you said, the states. The United States has helped the other countries do it. So why not us?
The only way they're gonna get that done is they get rid of that senator from Kentucky, Mitch McConnell. That's the only way. He's the stumbling block in so much. He was the stumbling block in Obama's administration, and I pray to God that he will lose his power with the Georgia election. That's all I got to say on that.
That's deep. That's deep. That's deep. That's deep. Well, is there anything y'all want to say in closing that y'all can tell the people that's going to be watching this that we don't know about this area or should know, or anything in relation to the subject matter that we're talking about?
Well,
Just give me a good closing.
Just do some research. Do some research for yourself. Just do some research for yourself. It can be found in libraries, even public libraries. It can be found. It's a lot of stuff that's documented that we just don't know about. So do some research for yourself. Yeah.
And I don't mean to get in front of you. Just get your little closing remark.
I ditto to what he said.
Get to what he's saying. Okay. Let me get your first and last name right quick.
Lehman A. Caldwell Jr.
And
This is Billy Henderson.
Billy Henderson. Okay, great. And both residents of Ben Wheeler? Is this Ben
I
Wheeler?
graduated from Emmett Scott High School, Tyler.
Oh, okay. You came right with my mother.
Last graduating class at Emmett Scott that did the whole 3 years.
Did you know Betty Williams? Because my mother went to Tyler.
Probably how old is she?
She is 76 now.
Oh,
A little bit before your time.
yeah,
Okay.
she went before me.
Okay.